Hi, this is basically an update on the progress of my Hornby Steam Scotsman, especially in regard to the problems I found on the previous video. But first of all, I would like to thank all the people who offered help and advice regarding those problems. As I live in Spain, it is difficult to return items, especially after Brexit. There's quite a lot of paperwork involved, so if possible, I always prefer to resolve the problems here. The first thing I wanted to do before refitting and reprogramming any decoder was to check the running qualities of the chassis, especially since the problems were caused by the chassis derailing. So what I did was to fit a basic 21-pin non-sound decoder in the chassis and then proceed to run the Loco extensively at different speeds around the layout to make sure it behaved perfectly and did not derail again. Once I was sure that the chassis was now running freely and hopefully shouldn't cause any problems, I then proceeded to refit the original decoder. To get it back to a running stage, I had to unassign the Loco information, unlink the Loco, and then delete all the information on it. Once I had done this, I then proceeded to download a new set of info, which I knew was working because as soon as I started doing this, Hornby sent me the passcode for the decoder. So once all the information was loaded into it, I gave the Loco a full test of all the functions and a long running session around the layout. was a final little twist to this story. The tender coupling snapped off partway through making this video. It turned out that the coupling socket hadn't been moulded quite correctly, but the coupling had then been forced into it during the assembly process at the Hornby factory. This had weakened the coupling, causing it to break when a load was put upon it. None of my spare couplings would fit until I filed down the little fishtail on the end of one, plus did a bit of work on the socket in the tender. Not a major problem and fairly easily fixed, but more of an indication of Hornby's quality control or lack of control at their factory. So clearing out the corrupt information and reinstalling it has got the decoder working again, but it is essential that it's done absolutely correctly and in the right order. So now everything seems to be working okay, but I do intend to give the Loco a thorough running in and a full test, because if anything else goes wrong, it will be returning with me when I travel back to the UK next month.